Hey, fellow boxing fans. It's old school saying here. I want to do a couple of reviews for you today. Reason I'm doing this is recently I went out and purchased a couple of products. Wasn't sure what to get. Went online, took a look at YouTube, and found some really, useful guidance there. Some of you guys out there have done some really good reviews. So I figured I'd return the favor and try to maybe help you out, and so maybe you don't throw away some of your money, which I've done before. I got actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to be reviewing 2 sets of heavy bag gloves and 3 speed bags today. So let's start with the heavy bag gloves. First thing I have is the Everlast MMA style gloves. I've been doing this, striking bags, for about 40 years now, and this is my first venture into an MMA glove, so I'm going to be kind of biased about it because I'm so used to using the traditional glove. But this glove is, if I'm looking strictly at the way it's made, it's a well-made glove. There's certainly sufficient padding, on the across the knuckles. There's nice wrist control, nice wrist protection. The thing that I just could not get used to is the back side of the bag, the exposed part of the glove. You can see there are loops where you put your fingers in. I just could not get comfortable with that. Couldn't get comfortable with my fingers being exposed. Didn't like the feel on the bag. Again, it has to do with the fact that I'm just so accustomed to using a traditional bag. If you haven't done this as long and you haven't really got used to the traditional glove, then I'd say go ahead and do it. It's a good solid glove. Second glove I'm going to review is the Clete Reyes gloves that I purchased. As I said, I've been doing this for a really, really long time, 40 years now, and I've used just about every kind of glove that you could imagine. I've used the title glove, the ringside glove, the old GNS glove, which is manufactured in New York City on Essex Street by a guy named Izzy Zerling, who actually used to work out in his club on Church Avenue in Brooklyn. That was a very good glove. Or the Everlast gloves. I've used just about every glove you can imagine, but I've never used the Reyes gloves. Oddly, it's an expensive glove, and I guess that's always kept me from pulling the trigger on it. But I'm getting kind of up there in age, and I figured, before I hang up the old gloves, I might as well try what's supposed to be the best on the market. And I'll tell you what, I think there's a good argument to be made for it. Absolute excellent glove. You can look at it. You can see there's double stitching down the side of the glove. The leather on the glove is, I've probably used these gloves maybe 6 or 7 times, and you can just see how soft it is. There's really nice padding, around the knuckles. You can feel whatever they use inside, probably a little bit of horsehair in there. Some of the gloves, sometimes what happens is, it breaks away and you wind up with no padding around the leather. I don't anticipate that happening with these gloves at all. Probably first set of gloves I've ever used that I was able to use right out of the box. For those of you who have been doing this for a while, heavy bag gloves are notorious for taking a long period of time to break in. Not so with these. You can see that the gloves they've got a natural curl to them, which is really, really nice. I've had gloves before. They come out of the box and they kind of they're flat up and down like that. And if they're made of a tough leather, it really can take some time before you're really comfortable making a fist in them. And a lot of times if the leather's tough, it makes for a glove that lasts a long period of time, but it also makes for a glove that's going to take a very long period of time to break in. This glove, like I said, man, first one right out of the box, just felt really, really comfortable. If you're not going to get a glove like this, I strongly suggest that when you purchase your gloves, you always have 2 gloves on hand that you're using, because you don't want to fall into a situation where if you wear out one set of gloves and then you go out and you buy a brand new one, now you're stuck for a month and a half, 2 months and breaking them in, and it's not good. It's just you don't get a good workout. It doesn't feel good. Like I said, it's a good suggestion to get 2 pairs of gloves at all times. Gloves, bags are like shoes. They take a long time to break in, and once they break in, you never want to get rid of them because they're just so comfortable. They become like a part of your body. So these Reyes gloves are great gloves. If you got the money and you want to make the investment, it's well worth it. Really good product. Let's move along to the heavy bags. I got 3 heavy bags I'm going to show you. Speed bags, I'm sorry. 3 speed bags I'm going to show you today. I've got 2 rival bags. The D385 bags. This is the newer version, the white one. And then I've got the Pro Mex bag that I purchased. I actually was going to go out and get a Reyes speed bag also. Didn't want to spend a couple $100. Bought them right around Christmas time. So what I did was I actually went out and I bought a Pro Mex bag. I had done some research online, found out that they were a so-called imitation of the Reyes bag, but the reviews were very good, and I'm normally very skeptical about getting a bag that's an imitation bag, but this is a solid bag, a really well-made bag. But I'm going to start out with the rival bag, the older style, the D385 bag. It's a good light bag, it's solid, it's well-made, it's well-balanced. It's a light bag, but it's not too light. Sometimes you get a bag and it's too light, and you feel like you're hitting a feather. This one has a good feel to it. So let's see how he strikes. Again, with the speed bags, in my purchase of the speed bags, I'm a traditional striker. I don't do real tricks or anything, so I'm looking really for something that's going to get my hands moving, something with some speed to it. So that's the thing that I'm focusing on. You might have a different, different outlook on it, but that's what I'm looking for when I'm buying a bag. See, first of all, you can see that my timing is off. Second of all, you can see it's a quick bag. It's a good, solid, quick bag. It's well balanced. It's got good action to it. The seams are nice and solid. It's a really, I highly recommend this bag. It's a good bag. Now this is an 5x8 bag. It's advertised as a 5x8. I think it's a legitimate 5x8. Sometimes the sizes vary. You'll see when I get to the Pro Mex bag. But this is a good, really like this bag, good solid bag. Let's take a look at the Pro Mex now. Let's give you a little bit of a close-up. You can see, just a solid. It's got it mustard colored, but it's really well made. The leather on here is a high quality. It's just really soft leather. It's a little bit heavier than the rival bag, but just the stitching, just the quality of the bag is absolutely excellent. This is also advertised as a 5x8 bag, but you can see it's actually a little bit smaller than the rival 5x8 bag. Okay, so let's take a look and see how it, what kind of play it's got. You can see it's not quite as fast as the rival bag, not quite as quick off, doesn't really jump off the wood like that bag does. But again, like I said, to be fair, I've used that bag, probably 30 times. I've used this one only 3 or 4 times, so it's not fully broken in, but it's just such a well-made bag. I think over the long haul, this is going to be the best bag that I have right now. Let's take a look at the new rival bag. A lot going on here, a whole lot going on here. You can see, let's give you a little bit of a close-up. You can see it's this bag is broken down into thirds. You can see the bottom part of the bag has a traditional stitching to it. You can see the seams on the bag that run vertically on it. And you can see something that I've never seen before on a bag. It's got like a strap, a leather strap that goes across the bag that's stitched in and then held together on one of the seams of the bag. And then on top, again, something a little bit unusual. If you can see, you look close there, you don't see the actual seam of the bag the way that you do on the bottom. Well, that's because it's covered by a sheath of leather. So it's, it's 3 sections of the bag. It's solid. It's made really well. It's a pretty bag. But let's see how it works. It's got a lot going on with it. My thinking is always in anything that you develop, that simpler is better. A simple design is normally, I'd say, more than normally. I mean, it's almost exclusively is usually a better product. This one has a lot going on. Let's see what it looks like. It's got a very tight loop to it. You can see right off the bat it's a slower bag. It just doesn't have the same spring as the other bags do. I think it's because it's got too much going on. There's just too much leather on the bag. One thing I didn't point out, you can see also on the bottom of the bag there's a large leather covering that covers the valve. I don't know whether they put this in here as a counterbalance to the, to the top of the bag. Not sure. Never seen anything like it before. But I'm going to have to be fair to it. I haven't used it a whole lot, so maybe over time, when it breaks in, it'll be a good solid bag. But right now, I'd go with the other rival bag, which is the fastest one that I have right now. And like I said, as I said to you before, I think this Pro Mex bag ultimately is going to be the best bag out of the three. So I hope this helped you out. If you have any comments, any questions, please leave them. I'd be happy to read them and then respond to you. And remember, as long as you're banging that bag, you're breathing.